5 secrets to handling tension. Gentlemen, did you know that most men make a fatal mistake when things get uncomfortable with a woman? It's that moment of tension, that awkward silence that many try to fill, but they do it all wrong. Perhaps it has happened to you. You're talking to her, making a joke, or giving her a compliment, and suddenly, silence falls. Her eyes are locked on yours, but neither of you dares to look away. Or that moment when another guy approaches, and you feel her attention fading away. And the worst part, you notice she no longer responds to your messages as quickly as before. Do you know what most guys do at that moment? They panic, try to fill the silence, ease the tension. They think the situation is losing momentum, but they're completely wrong. Stay tuned until the end, because what I'm about to tell you will completely change your approach to women. Not only that, I'll tell you exactly what you're doing wrong in these critical moments, so you'll never repeat them again. Keep watching, because what I'll share with you at the end is the key to making her desire you more than ever. I'm going to reveal 5 secrets to handling that tension in such a seductive way. She won't be able to stop thinking about you. I'll show you why. Even though on the surface it seems like they have all the control, it's that tension that truly makes the difference between being just another guy or leaving an unforgettable mark. Seductive friend, have you ever felt that awkward tension in the air during a date? Those silences that seem endless, that charged energy that could explode at any moment. That's the magic of attraction in its purest form, but many don't know how to handle it. Secret number 1, tension is not your enemy. Gentlemen, let me share something that many men don't understand, and I myself was guilty of this in the past. I can't tell you how many opportunities I ruined with women simply because I didn't know how to handle the tension or friction that arises at the most crucial moments. Has this ever happened to you? I remember once sitting on a couch with a girl at a party. The conversation was going perfectly, but suddenly, everything stopped. That uncomfortable silence filled the air. We looked at each other, made that brief eye contact, and there it was, the opportunity. But instead of holding the gaze and letting the tension build, I became uncomfortable. My instinct was to break the silence, to make everything go back to normal, and I ruined it. The worst part was that I didn't realize how valuable that tension was. And it wasn't the only time. One of the most embarrassing moments of my life happened with a girl I was completely in love with. After months of waiting, we finally kissed. It felt like a dream come true. For days, I was on cloud 9, texting her, smiling like a fool. I thought, I've got her. This is perfect. But one Friday, feeling confident, I sent her a message saying I wanted to see her that night. I expected an immediate response, something like, I want to see you too. But there was no response. On Saturday, nothing. And by Monday, panic consumed me. I started imagining all sorts of excuses in my head until I fell into the trap and sent her a long message, almost confessing I was in love. The response: something like, thank you, that was very sweet, followed by an excuse to not meet up. And what happened? The tension disappeared. The spark died. The very tension that had brought us together, the one that had created such a special connection, I killed by trying to resolve the uncertainty. I destroyed it all by trying to make things too comfortable, too quickly. As Tony Robbins, an expert in personal development, once said, the greatest enemy of confidence is fear. Tension, discomfort, is just a signal that you're out of your comfort zone, and it's there that opportunities are born. Here's the key, gentlemen. Tension is not your enemy. That discomfort you feel, that uncertainty, is exactly what makes her think about you. It's what intrigues her, what makes her want more, But at that moment, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't understand that tension was the secret ingredient of attraction. Most men, like I was back then, try to fix things too quickly. And what they don't understand is that by doing this, they're eliminating what makes the relationship exciting. And this isn't something I've only experienced myself. I see it with my clients all the time. Let me tell you the story of Fabian. This friend of mine is stuck in the friend zone with a girl. I explained to him that if he's always available as her plan B, she'll never take him seriously. I asked him to cancel a plan with her without any explanations, leaving her wondering what had happened. Do you know what she did? She sent him a message asking if everything was okay. But the worst part was what he did. Instead of letting the tension do its work, he panicked, replied, and spent an hour trying to explain everything over the phone. Totally unnecessary. What he didn't understand is that tension, that uncertainty of what's going to happen now. Zrania is what keeps her interested. Not what you say, but how you handle the uncertainty. Secret number 2, don't rush to resolve the tension. The point, my friend, is this. Tension is not to be resolved. It's to be embraced. That discomfort you feel, that not knowing what will happen, is what makes her keep thinking about you. It's what creates anticipation, what generates desire. And the worst thing you can do is try to make everything comfortable, predictable, safe. Because comfort kills attraction. It's the paradox of comfort. The more you try to make her feel comfortable, the more you lose your appeal. Tension is what creates excitement, what keeps the fire burning. Imagine for a moment the most thrilling stories, the ones that keep us on the edge of our seats. What do they have in common? Tension, uncertainty. Something is at stake. When you remove that, when you try to soften everything, you kill the excitement. And gentlemen, women get bored with that. They seek that spark, that uncertainty that keeps them on their toes. So, how do you handle tension effectively? Here's the secret. Stand your ground. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to soften every uncomfortable moment. You have to stay centered and allow the tension to develop. That's the key, champion. Women, unknowingly, are looking for a man who can handle uncertainty. Someone who doesn't break when things don't go according to the script. Someone who feels secure and capable of letting things flow. When you can handle tension, you show that you're the kind of man who can guide her through the chaos. And that, my friend, is what truly creates desire. To finish, let me tell you something fascinating. A study by neuroscientists Oy Ogus and Sally Gautam revealed that when women seek erotic material, they don't just look for images, but stories filled with tension. And it's not a coincidence. Stories with high tension are what keep them hooked. What truly excites them isn't the action, but the game of tension. And this, my dear champion, is exactly what you can apply in real life. If you know how to maintain that tension game without breaking it, without giving in to the need to resolve it all, you'll have won her attraction. It's not about eliminating tension. It's about being able to live with it. The balance is learning how to navigate discomfort and use it to your advantage, said martial arts master and philosopher Bruce Lee. Remember, seducers, tension is not an obstacle. It's your greatest ally. Are you ready to use it to your advantage? Gentlemen, let me talk to you about one of the most common moments of tension that we all face. When a woman suddenly becomes distant. Everything seemed fine, messages were flowing, plans were made. But then, suddenly, she stops responding as quickly or cancels at the last minute. You might even go a couple of days without hearing from her. And what happens then? For most of us, this generates a wave of panic. The urge to chase her, to ask what's going on, to make sure you're still on her mind, is almost irresistible. Let me tell you something, my friend. That's a trap. I've made that mistake many times, and I'm sure you have too at some point. That impulse to chase her when she pulls away is actually the best way to destroy attraction. Why? Because what you're doing is showing that you can't handle the tension. You're desperate to resolve it, to calm that uncertainty. But when you give in to the temptation to chase her, what you're really communicating is weakness. When a woman pulls away, she's actually testing something much more important: your emotional structure. She wants to see if you crumble just because she's not giving you that constant validation. She's putting you to the test, gentlemen. And what happens at that moment is key. If you stay firm, calm, and without needing her constant attention, you show that you're a man who doesn't rely on her approval to feel good. That's what truly attracts her. Now maybe you're wondering, what if she doesn't like me? What if she's pulling away forever? The answer is simpler than it seems, seductive champion. Operating from the masculine frame means not clinging to the outcome. It's not about ensuring that she comes back or predicting every one of her moves. It's about enjoying her, but not needing her. This is a lesson I repeat again and again to my clients. You don't need her to come back because your worth doesn't depend on her attention. If you become someone needy, insecure, and dependent on her presence, then brother, that's when you'll truly lose. The backslide test has less to do with her and more to do with you. It's a test of your mindset. Do you have an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset? Can you be without her attention and feel good? Or do you really depend on her to feel complete? That, my friend, is what really matters. Secret number 3, manage the tension in moments of discomfort. Gentlemen, imagine this. You meet a girl at a party. The conversation is flowing, the vibe is good. But suddenly, an awkward silence settles in. What do? Do you panic? Do you feel that urgent need to fill the gap with forced jokes or questions that sound like an interview? If you're like many men, that's the automatic response. But listen carefully, my friend. When you rush to fill every blank space with empty words, what you're doing is showing that you can't handle the tension. And let me be clear, not being able to handle tension kills any good vibe between you two. As David Gandy, model and brand ambassador, wisely said, silence can be the most powerful form of communication. Sometimes, keeping calm amidst tension is more attractive than any word. Now imagine the opposite, my friend. You let that silence last. Instead of forcing the conversation, you relax. You show that you're comfortable in the moment, not pressured to fill it with words. What you're actually doing is giving her space to think about you, to feel the moment, and most importantly, to take the interaction to a much more seductive place. That silence is not your enemy. It's a powerful attraction tool. When you can handle it without discomfort, you're showing an emotional strength that she perceives as incredibly attractive. Friend, many guys make the mistake of trying to eliminate the tension from the interaction. But what they don't understand is that tension is essential for any type of escalation. Think about that moment before making a move, before kissing her, suggesting a more intimate environment, or even simply getting closer to her on the couch. That moment is filled with tension, and it's exactly at that point where many men hesitate. The urge is present. You feel it's the right moment to make a move, to go for the kiss, to take her hand. But then you start overthinking. Doubt sets in. You ask yourself if it's the right time, if she wants it, if it will be awkward. And the worst part is that in the end, you do nothing. Doubt is the death of attraction, gentlemen. You're telling her that you don't have confidence in what you desire. And if you don't trust yourself, why should she? She's waiting for you to take the initiative, to handle that tension with confidence. When you don't, you lose that spark that was there, waiting to be reignited. Gentlemen, in the next minute, I'm going to give you some practical steps to start working on this and make being comfortable with tension a natural part of your masculine frame. I want this to not only be a technique, but something that becomes part of who you are, something that feels as natural as breathing. And here's an extra bonus, my friend. The most successful people in life, whether they are elite athletes, business owners who have built their own empires, or those sales guys who are always one step ahead and make more sales than 99% of their colleagues, all have one thing in common. They are masters at handling tension. Secret number 4, handling tension is the key to your success. Perhaps you're here because you want to improve with women, and that's perfectly fine. But let me tell you something. Handling tension is key to succeeding in any area of life, from leading a business to landing your dream job. It's that ability to stay calm when things get tense that takes you to the top. So my friend, if you learn to handle tension here, you'll be training to be more successful in every aspect of your life. Gentlemen, here are more moments when many men unnecessarily break the tension, and it's crucial to be aware of this. First, when she starts to seem distant and her messages feel different, don't panic. Don't start texting her as if something is wrong. Avoid that nervous joke where you make a comment and, if she doesn't respond as you expect, you apologize profusely. It's as if you think, "Oh no, I offended her, sorry." This may seem polite, but in reality, it shows a lack of conviction and confidence in yourself. Another thing to avoid, my friend, nervous laughter during serious moments. If you react with nervous laughter, it's like you're a little kid who doesn't know what to do. Gentlemen, if you're an adult man and do this, it's a clear sign that you struggle to handle tension. And that's not attractive. And speaking of apologies, don't apologize unnecessarily. Of course, if you truly made a mistake, apologize. But many men fall into the trap of apologizing for everything, even when there's nothing to apologize for. Has this ever happened to you? Sorry, was I too direct? That kind of apology only shows that you're seeking constant approval and that you're afraid of rejection. I know it's natural to want to find peace when things are uncertain, especially with a girl. You want to know, is everything okay? Does she still like me? Was this date okay? But let me tell you something, my friend. Asking too many questions like these only makes you seem needy and insecure. Avoiding tension is the hallmark of mediocrity. If you really want to live a mediocre life, then avoid tension. But if you dare to embrace it with confidence, that tension will be your opportunity to show your true emotional strength. Instead of panicking, take advantage of those moments of silence. Look her in the eyes, maintain solid eye contact, and approach calmly. That, my friend, is what truly attracts her to you. Comment if you've ever felt insecure in moments of tension. Secret number 5. Tension is the key to the seducer's success. Exactly. Tension is key to advancing with a woman. You can't escalate to something more without it. If you try to dissipate it too quickly, all you're doing is keeping the interaction stuck in a dead end. Even if she mocks you or makes a provocative comment or something slightly insulting, she's testing how you handle the tension. Gentlemen, if you respond defensively, you'll only show that you have no confidence or security in yourself. But if, on the contrary, you handle the situation with humor and confidence, it shows that you have the masculine frame of control and emotional maturity. A typical example would be if she says something like, "Sure, you bring all your dates here, right?" The appropriate response is a light joke, like, "Sure, but you're the only one who hasn't tried to escape yet." Don't get defensive or say, "No, you're the first person I bring here." Just let it flow. Keep the interaction light and fun, and more importantly, controlled. That's how you show that you're unflappable when faced with provocative comments, which is incredibly attractive. This type of behavior shows confidence, and at the same time allows the tension to remain in place so that the interaction moves forward. Seductive champion, what do you think? Do you think this response reflects the masculine frame and how to handle moments of tension? Gentlemen, there's a crucial point that many overlook. Attraction feeds on tension. If you do everything you can to eliminate discomfort or create a too safe, too comfortable environment, you're actually losing the mystery and excitement. When a woman doesn't feel a certain fear of losing you, the attraction will never take off. This fear is not about playing distant or manipulating, but about giving her space to value what she has with you. If she feels too secure and comfortable in the relationship too quickly, the attraction stagnates. She needs to feel that you could leave or that you have other options. This fear is what keeps the interest and excitement alive. Personal growth, and in any area of life, including attraction, happens outside our comfort zone. If you stay in it, you're just keeping yourself in a mediocre place where things don't progress. Embracing uncertainty, discomfort, and tension is what truly helps you grow and become more attractive, seductive champion. The balance lies in how you handle the tension and mystery without falling into manipulation. Being authentic, confident, and maintaining some emotional distance sometimes is what allows attraction to continue growing. Do you see it the same way, my friend? As a balance between keeping some mystery and not falling into the constant need to please or eliminate discomfort. Gentlemen, imagine this. You meet a girl at a party. The conversation is flowing, the vibe is good. But suddenly, an awkward silence settles in. What do? Do you panic? Do you get that urgent need to fill the void with forced jokes or questions that sound like an interview? If you're like many men, that's your automatic response. But listen carefully, my friend. When you rush to fill every blank space with empty words, what you're showing is that you can't handle the tension. Let me be clear. Not being able to handle tension kills any good vibe between you two. Now imagine the opposite. Seductive champion. You let that silence last. Instead of forcing the conversation, you relax. You show that you're comfortable in the moment, not pressuring yourself to fill it with words. What you're really doing is giving her space to think about you, to feel the moment, and most importantly, to take the interaction to a much more seductive place. That silence isn't your enemy. It's a powerful attraction tool. When you can handle it without getting uncomfortable, you're showing an emotional strength that she perceives as incredibly attractive. This challenge you propose to work on tolerance for tension is truly effective, and it has the potential to transform how you behave in social and romantic interactions. The approach here is to experience discomfort in a controlled way, to strengthen your ability to handle tension. Something that, as you mentioned, is fundamental, not just to attracting women, but also to increasing personal value and improving social interactions in general. By following these steps, such as maintaining eye contact for an extra 2 seconds, allowing 5 seconds of silence before speaking, or intentionally delaying your response to text messages, you will create awareness of where you feel uncomfortable and how you can improve your ability to handle uncertainty without rushing to relieve the tension. That's key, because people perceive someone confident when they can be comfortable in those moments of uncertainty. The part about internal value and status you mention is also essential. If you can't handle tension, you'll likely transmit a feeling of insecurity or neediness. This is the opposite of what a woman perceives as a high-value man. When you stay calm and don't constantly seek approval, you naturally become more attractive. Status isn't about what you have, but how you feel about yourself. Your class approach is also very well thought out. It teaches you to project high status without seeming like you're forcing it, to communicate your true value without falling into the game of impressing the other person, and to build a solid reputation over time. Perception is key, and the power of managing how others perceive you can truly make a difference in your personal and professional life. This challenge is definitely worth trying, not just for the immediate results, but for the mindset shifts you'll make by working on your ability to be comfortable with tension. Definitely, my friend, this challenge is worth trying, not only for the immediate results, but for the mindset changes you'll achieve by working on your ability to be comfortable with tension. It will transform you, believe me. In summary, gentlemen, managing tension is much more than a simple seduction strategy. It's the art of controlling emotional energy in an interaction and using it to your advantage. Tension is not your enemy, as many believe. In fact, it's the driving force behind attraction. Don't try to resolve it or eliminate it at all costs, because by doing so, you'll only extinguish that spark that makes you interesting. If you can remain unfazed in moments of discomfort, showing confidence and calm, you position yourself as a man capable of handling uncertainty, something women find incredibly attractive. Remember, champion, tension is the key to the seducer. Keeping it, playing with it, and knowing when to use it sets you apart from those looking for a quick and easy answer. So, my friend, if you want to improve your relationships and be successful in conquest and seduction, you must apply this. You must learn to use tension as an ally, not as an obstacle. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to demonstrate your value and emotional control. The more comfortable you are with tension, the more authentic and attractive you'll become. It's not just about making the right move. It's about being the kind of man who knows how to remain calm in the midst of uncertainty. On this journey, mastering tension is undoubtedly one of the most powerful secrets you can have in your seduction arsenal. If you have any specific questions or a topic you'd like us to explore in the next video, don't hesitate to leave a comment. For example, you could ask, "Christopher, how do I invite a divorced woman on a date?" Or, "What strategies can I use to meet new people?" The comment with the most likes will be the one we address in a future video, so be sure to write the one you're most interested in. See you soon.